Lost and confused about DNA? Well, let's start with what is DNA? It's the blueprint of life. If cells are the building blocks of an organism, DNA is what tells those building blocks what to be and what to do within that organism. What does DNA look like? Think of DNA as a thread that can be formed into different shapes. On the left is DNA inside a cell in an X shape or chromosome. In the middle is a larger image of a chromosome, which is DNA that has been coiled up around itself. On the right is an image of the structure of DNA, which looks like a twisted ladder. What are the smaller parts of DNA? Just like living things have building blocks called cells, DNA has building blocks called nucleotides. Your cells have smaller parts, and so does DNA. A nucleotide is made of 3 molecules, a sugar, a phosphate, and a base. If you look at all of your DNA, you'll see that it's made of billions of these nucleotides stacked on top of one another. How do genes fit in? Genes are segments or pieces of chromosomes. In the picture, the chromosome is divided into stripes. Each stripe represents a gene which has information about a particular characteristic. If you remove the gene from the chromosome and stretch it out, you'll see it's made of coiled up DNA. So how does DNA make your traits? The characteristics of an organism are determined by the types of proteins made by the DNA. Every set of 3 bases, called a triplet, is a code for a certain amino acid. When a chain of amino acids is linked together, they make a protein. So, if a base changes, the amino acid could change too, which means a different protein might be made, thereby changing your traits. As you saw in the gizmo we did, DNA replicates by splitting itself in half and then creating a new matching, or complementary, strand for each half of the original DNA. Sometimes, during replication, an incorrect base is matched to the original strand. This is a mutation, or change in DNA structure. The 3 types of mutations are insertion, deletion, and substitution. While your cells have a proofreading system to correct these errors, 1 in every 10 billion nucleotides is mismatched during DNA replication.
Created using Powtoon.